Bam Bam Malone. What's happening? What is happening, my man?
Oh man, I'm doing good, man. I can't complain. How you doing, brother?
Good, 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 brother. Yeah, well, I know you're coming fresh off SmackDown, Friday Night SmackDown with the WWE. Tell us about that. Your SmackDown event.
It was really cool, man. It was my first time ever doing anything in ring for them. I've been there a few times, but I've been there for extra talent, so I've been used as a medic and security and just different things, pretty much whatever they asked me to do. But it just so happened that day that they ended up having a match for us, so we got to wrestle live on SmackDown. And growing up as a kid, I don't know, man. It was just kind of a little bit of a surreal feeling, but it was definitely more of a motivator than anything. I've done it. I can somewhat check that off the box, but now I want more of it. I'm definitely not satisfied. So it was. I mean, hate to be cliche, man, but it was a little bit of a dream come true. But I'm still chasing that dream, man.
It doesn't get no better than being on WWE Friday Night SmackDown. That is a dream come true. I'm glad that happened for you, brother. Then definitely it's gonna have to keep you motivated, man, because I know you want to jump back in that ring as soon as you can, huh?
Yeah, absolutely. And I just like any of us who majority of us who begin this journey of being a professional wrestler, I want to do this full time. And I want to be on the road. I want to travel, and I want to do this 300 days a year. This is what I want to do. This is what I think God put me on this earth to do. So I'm going to pursue it as hard as I can, just like I have been, for the last 7 or 8 years, however long I've been doing this. So yeah, it was a huge motivator. So I'm glad I got the opportunity, but looking forward to the next one as well.
And so, what is your next opportunity? What's next for Bam Bam Malone for everybody out there watching for the wrestling scene?
Yeah, so I will actually be. I'm located in the Dallas, Texas area now, so I have several independent shows coming up to finish out the year. December 3rd, I'll be at the Christian Wrestling Federation. That's actually where I very first started wrestling. When I was 17, they were the only school that would take me because I was underage. So I had to have my mom sign off and allow me to wrestle because I was 17. I wasn't quite 18 yet. So, but I'll be at the Christian Wrestling Federation December 3rd. And then December 10th, I'll be at King of Sports in Sherman, Texas. And then I'll actually be in Wichita, Kansas the next day on Sunday the 11th. And then I will finish off the year in Addison on December 17th for TSW, Texas Style Wrestling. We're going to be doing some TV tapings there. You can download the TSW Plus app and watch all the tapings and everything. It's a really neat thing that we're doing. It's all kind of all old school studio style wrestling. It's a studio that we go in there. We maybe have 150 people at max, but it's the old school, you know, studio style, and you get a chance to be on TV, being in the crowd. So it's a really good opportunity. But yeah, man, I have a busy schedule rounding out the year. This has been the busiest year I've ever had in professional wrestling, and I'm looking forward to making 2023 even busier than that.
Hey, I'm ready to roll in this new year, man. 2023 is looking kind of good right now.
Yeah, it is, man. Yeah, I'm very much looking forward to it.
Yeah, and I'm looking forward to seeing you back on WWE, man. I've been following you. You're definitely one of my favorite wrestlers, especially down south in Texas. It seems like where you're at wrestling the most. And I can really dig Dallas, man. That's a really good wrestling scene right there.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, Dallas is. We're flooded with wrestling promotions down here, and they're all. We have some really really good promotions down here in Dallas, and we have some really good talent out here in Dallas. For the longest time, Texas was kind of looked at as like a black hole in the independent wrestling scene, and within the last, I don't know, maybe 10 years or so, that's kind of changed to where there's a lot of talent around the United States that's looking to get to Texas, and it wasn't like that for a long time. So we kind of flipped the script on that one, and Dallas has some amazing schools down here for new kids wanting to train, and so it's a good scene, man. I enjoy being out here.
Yeah, you know what? I got in the wrestling scene, man, back in when I was young. I was a youngster, man. I started wrestling. Probably, God, like maybe like 13, if not younger. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I was wrestling. Yeah, I was wrestling young.
Yeah.
I was wrestling. I want to say before junior high.
Okay.
So it might have been. Yeah, it might have been even younger than that, a little bit. So.
Yeah.
By the time I got to the senior high, they had me starting varsity wrestling
Okay.
as a freshman. You believe that, huh? In high school.
That's awesome, man. Yeah, we never had and that's the crazy thing. We never had wrestling in my high school or in my school. Several teams that I always played football growing up. And I was always, relatively pretty decent at football. I started as a sophomore on varsity, and I played in select leagues when I was younger and all kinds of stuff like that. But I always wanted to get into some form of wrestling, but they never had like actual amateur style wrestling at my high school, and that's something I wish I had a little bit more of a background in is more the amateur stuff, because it does translate so well to what we do in the ring. But no, man, no, my school, my district just didn't have wrestling. I don't know why.
Yeah, you know what? That's it, man. Some schools are, especially Texas, big on football down there, huh?
Yeah, and that's what. Yeah, I mean that's what it is, man. I mean it's anybody who's seen the movie Friday Night Lights, it's definitely like that. I grew up in a small town, and you know Friday night everything shuts down. Everybody goes to the football game. That's what the whole town does. So, but yeah, I would have loved to have some form of wrestling, amateur style wrestling or something at the school, but unfortunately we did not.
Well, yeah, I mean, some people don't need it. Some people like you are just naturally good at wrestling. You don't have a wrestling background. You kind of jumped into the wrestling scene without, having that background like a lot of guys. But it helps. It helps sometimes, but sometimes you don't need it. You can
Yeah.
just be athletic.
Well, and I always played sports growing up, and I really really got into working out in a gym when I was about 15 or 16. So I came from an athletic background, and it's not like I was just hopping off video games and eating junk food on the couch and decided one day I wanted to be a professional wrestler. No, like I was always an athlete growing up. So some of the stuff came more natural than it would to, I guess, some other people who don't quite have the athletic background. But learning how to fall is it's just unnatural. It's just not nobody knows how to fall. So you gotta teach yourself all that stuff. So it was definitely a learning curve, but I feel like I did pick up some of the things pretty relatively quickly just because of my athletic background.
Yeah, how long did it take you to get through the schooling and stuff to go pro wrestling? How long was that? How long did it take you to learn how to fall? Because that's something I don't.
Yeah, I started training in the summer of 2014. So I want to say it was either I want to say it was like mid-June or mid-July, sometime around there. And then I had my very first match. It was a tag team match. I had my very first match in January of 2015. So, about 5 or 6 months or so of training before I even had like my first official match.
Nice. Yeah. So what was your favorite match ever? Was it a tag team? Was it a solo match? Was it
Like a match of my own, or just a all-time match?
yeah, well, who if you could wrestle anybody, who would you wrestle right now? If you could just call out anybody and say, "Hey, let's wrestle."
Randy Orton. Yeah, I would have to say Randy Orton. He was kind of what when I did get back into wrestling, because I was always a huge fan growing up in elementary school, and then once I got into middle school, I guess none of my friends were really into it, so I kind of stopped watching. Really was focused on football and chasing girls and all that stupid stuff. And when I got into high school, one of my high school football coaches, gentleman's name is Brett Barnes, but he was trained by Booker T down in Houston. And yeah, he was pretty well known on the Texas independent scene. And so he ended up being my track coach. And him and I, most of the track practice would just, kind of shoot, just kind of BS on the side. And I would ask him different questions about wrestling and all that stuff. And I was probably about 16 at this time, because it was my sophomore year. And around that time, I was like, man, I think I'm going to start watching again. And I remember going home and turning on Monday Night Raw, and Orton was the first one that I saw. And like, dude, I just thought, like, he's just the coolest dude in the entire world, like covered in tattoos, and he's ripped, and like he just looks like he belongs, and I was like, man, that is so cool. So, I really studied a lot of his stuff whenever I very first, broke in and started wrestling. And so, Orton, I would definitely have to say Orton.
Nice. Yeah, we're gonna have to call him up and try to set something up for you.
Hey, fingers crossed, man. Maybe one day.
Yeah, I bet tickets will be sold on that one.
Let's hope so.
What about one of them? Who are them new guys that are wrestling now? They just the twins, the two brothers. They just did WrestleMania.
Oh, Jake and Logan Paul.
Yeah, what's up with them guys? You want a shot at them or what?
Hey, I mean, look, those guys have an amazing following. They're both athletic as hell. Logan Paul is a ridiculously good athlete. And he picked this up really, really quickly. He's just so athletic, and it seems like he's able to listen. You can just tell he listens while he's in the ring. So of course, he could be guided through a really good match. And he's been in the ring with The Miz and Roman Reigns, and he's had the pleasure of working with these top guys right from the jump. So of course, he's going to be really, really good. So yeah, I mean, of course, yeah. I think anytime you have any involvement with either one of those two, whether it's Jake or Logan, there's going to be a lot of eyes looking on you, and a lot of eyes looking on you means there's going to be a lot of dollars in your bank account. So I would definitely jump at either one of them.
Hey, let's set it up, man. You get a shot at them, man, right on pay-per-view.
Hey, let's do it, man.
Yeah. Next week, let's go. Come on.
Yeah. Yep.
Well, he's gonna need some time to heal. Roman Reigns busted his kneecap up, huh?
Yeah, I saw. I don't know. I watched the match.
He got a McGregor pulled on him, huh?
Yeah, I watched the match. I'm not sure exactly where he did it from, but coming from somebody who's torn their ACL themselves, that's brutal to come back from. The physical therapy side of things is just awful. I mean, tearing the ACL itself, having the injury is the easy part. You do that and it hurts, but oh well. It is what it is. But it's the 8, 9, 10 months of rehabilitation and just not necessarily relearning how to walk, but trusting yourself when you take that step that your knee's not going to buckle on you. He's got a long road ahead of him, but the dude seems determined, so I'm sure he'll be back and better than ever.
Yeah, because I think he's trying to get right back in the ring from what it seems like. So
yeah, I don't blame him, man. It's once you catch the bug, it's all you can think about.
Yeah, how do you guys do that, man? You guys day in and day at night, you guys are in there wrestling, getting injured. I mean, body slamming each other, breaking chairs over each other. Like, how do you guys heal from that? How do you guys have enough time to heal for the next show?
You don't. Anybody who's been doing this for an extended period of time, I don't think you ever quite feel 100%. You can feel great. I feel great right now. I can't name one thing that's necessarily bothering me or anything like that, but rarely do you ever just feel 100%, no aches, no pains. It's hard on your body, but it's also, during the week, how do you take care of yourself? Are you eating correctly? Are you doing your training in the gym? Are you stretching? You can do a lot to help prevent injuries. It's just, how willing and able are you to do all that? And unfortunately, a lot of guys on the independent scene don't. They eat Cheetos and watch movies and play video games and then wonder why they blow their knees out and shit during the middle of a match. It's just, you got to take care to take care of yourself, man. And that's in all aspects of life. You can't eat like garbage and not train and not be in the gym, and it just doesn't work that way.
What's your normal workout routine looking like on a Monday through Friday?
Yeah, I usually work out like probably at least 5 days a week. Usually it's more about 6 or 7. It kind of just depends, like where I'm traveling at that week, or what I have going on this weekend. Like this weekend, I'm not wrestling at all. I don't have any wrestling this weekend. I took time off and just spent the holidays with my family, and I'm actually going to the TCU football game over in Fort Worth later today. But I'll do some kind of weight training, and that'll usually last about an hour or so. And the way I break up my workouts is it's your typical bro split, just because I do bang myself up on the weekends wrestling and stuff. So to me, it works best for me if I can target one specific body part a day. That way, I'll hit that body part once a week instead of doing something more of like an Arnold split where you do, chest and back one day, or you'll do shoulders and arms one day, and then you'll do legs, and then you'll repeat the cycle where you're hitting everything twice. Well, dude, I can't do that, man. So I'll do chest one day, and then I'll do back the next day, and so on and so forth. But I end every workout with 40 minutes of cardio on the Stairmaster.
Oh, that's what you finish it off with.
Yeah, cardio. Yeah. I end every workout with 40 minutes of cardio. Now that's Monday through, it's typically Monday through Thursday. But I try every single time I step into the gym. I mean, truth be told, I'm in the gym right now. Anytime I step into the gym, I try to do at least or I do at least 20 minutes of cardio on the stairs, and it's high intensity. It's, it's banging it out. So I usually average around anywhere between like 650 to 700 calories burn during
Wow.
that 40 minutes. Now, I mean, granted, that's what the machine's saying. So how accurate is it really? Who knows? But I kind of use that as a target to, shoot somewhere around there whenever I do my cardio.
So you're eating whatever you want. If you're burning calories like that, you can afford to eat a little bit.
Oh, absolutely not. Absolutely not. No, chicken and broccoli or chicken and Brussels sprouts, or, I usually eat around 6 meals a day. And at least 4 or 5 of those 6 is some kind of chicken and green. So whether it's chicken and, like I said, chicken and broccoli, chicken and Brussels sprouts, even done chicken and green beans. Very, very strict diet. Cause man, I got to wear spandex, and you can't be having too much pudge over the top of your spandex, especially if you're going to be on TV.
No, not if you're going to be on SmackDown.
Yeah. Or any kind of, anytime there's a camera there, you get a little self-conscious about the way you look.
Wow, man. This is really amazing, man, to get the scoop on Bam Bam Malone for everybody watching. Fresh off SmackDown Friday night with WWE. Today, he's actually in the gym training and took a minute to get live with us on the podcast for veterans suicide prevention. We appreciate you, man, for getting on here with us and stuff. And spending the time to kick it with us, so the world can better know Bam Bam.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Thank you for having me on. Anytime, man. I enjoyed it a lot, and I think it's an awesome cause that you guys are doing. I just keep up the work, man. I think any kind of awareness that we can get towards what you're drawing it towards, we got to take better care of our veterans, man. We got to make sure they're properly taken care of. It's kind of a shame when you look at majority of the homeless and find out how many of them are veterans. And it's just, I don't know, man, if you, in my opinion, if you decide to serve and protect this country, then you should be treated like royalty when you get back, not like dirt and thrown onto Skid Row or something like that, man. So but hey, what does my opinion matter? But yeah, I really appreciate what you guys are doing, man. I think it's really cool.
Well, having you on here kind of helps break the stigma, because, we got 22 vets a day who are committing suicide. So we're trying to get that to 0. And they said the statistics are going down, so they're saying it's less than 22 now, but we're not for sure.
Yeah, man, one is one too many, so and I think, everybody was struggling there for a while, man. I mean, 2020 was weird, with the pandemic and the shutdowns and people not being able to see their family. And, I think a lot of people were struggling, but hopefully, we're about to enter 2023, and it doesn't feel like all that stuff happened 3 years ago, but it did. So, hopefully if you're needing help, or, you just got to reach out, and that goes for everybody. Don't be afraid to reach out, let that guard down. Just talk to somebody, because I promise you there's somebody here that would rather you be here tomorrow than not be here. So, just do what you need to do. Talk to somebody, find a professional, talk to a friend, talk to a stranger, just let your guard down and just talk to somebody, man.
You guys heard it live from Bam Bam Malone. Bam Bam Malone is, when he's not wrestling, he's saving veterans' lives. We appreciate you, Bam Bam. And keep on keeping on. We look forward to 2023. We look forward to seeing you out there on the big screen wrestling. So just keep us updated. Maybe we'll try to get you back on here on the podcast soon.
Yeah, let me know, man.
All right, Bam Bam, we salute you, brother.
Yes, sir. Have a great day, man. Appreciate you having me on.
Thank you. God bless.
You too, sir.